Morning, Trainiacs. It's busy here at where I get going for the open water swim. It's kind of reminiscent of everyone milling about right before a race. So as a lot of you are going out and doing your races, this kind of chatter, this excitement before races, it ends up getting people like really nervous. Still to this day, I get a little bit butterfly in the stomach. So today, I've come up with 5 different ways that you can just mellow out to make sure that your heart rate's nice and low and you haven't just kind of worked yourself into a frenzy to blow yourself up for the rest of the race before it's even start. 5 things. We're gonna do it today. That was pretty funny. That was funny. Current was so strong that I did 1,200 meters in 29 minutes. I did the first half in 24 minutes. I did the second half, just slightly shorter distance, in 5 minutes. It's funny. So Trainiacs, one of the reasons that race day nerves come about is because what you're about to do, about to go into open water and race with 2,000 of your closest friends around you. Oh, you look a little bright. Better. It's foreign, it's unfamiliar, it's fear of the unknown. So one of the things that you have to do to get ready for that race, to make sure that you're not really nervous on race day, looking out into open water thinking, oh my goodness, what am I about to do, is to make sure that you are familiar with that environment. That means I would say getting at least 4 open water swims in your wetsuit, which is actually going to stretch out the wetsuit so it doesn't feel so constrictive on race day. And there are a series of drills that you can do in the pool to make sure that you are prepared for open water. So these are things like swimming right in behind somebody, touching their toes, swimming right in front of somebody, them touching your toes, swimming right side by side and purposefully bumping into each other. This is staggering yourself so that a slower swimmer starts, say, 10 meters out in the pool, and a faster swimmer will start in behind that swimmer, start at the same time, and see if the faster swimmer can catch up to you. And doing these sorts of things where there are people around you, you're out in waves, you're in your wetsuit, it's going to make you more familiar with what's about to happen on race day, and all of a sudden that fear of what's going to go on once the gun goes off has gone away. That's the first tip. That one is probably the most critical. Also, pee in your wetsuit so that it's warm. I've never peed in my wetsuit. No. If you're ever looking to buy one of my used wetsuits, never peed in them. So let's talk about the next way that you can avoid race day nerves. What I find is that still energy is nervous energy. When you get all set up and you're just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, you start getting nervous because you're worried about what is to come. But as you're busy, let's say, are you nervous as you are warming up, going on a light bike ride, going on a little bit of a run? Yeah, of course you're nervous, but that nervous energy has a chance to work itself out with some sort of a way to get that energy out of your system. When you just stand there and you do nothing and you just wait and wait and wait, it ends up resulting in that energy just kind of resulting in energy that kind of courses through your veins. So what I recommend is have lots of things to do. Make sure that you're always looking and checking things on your bike. Recheck your bike. Recheck your bike. If you can't warm up in the swim, go and do some stretch cords on dry land. If you can warm up in the swim, go and swim. If you've got time, go for a little bit of a run. Do things, like have a bunch of things to do to keep yourself busy so that you're not just standing around, not having an outlet for that energy, allowing your heart rate to increase and allowing you to think about what could possibly go wrong. Just think about keeping yourself busy, and that's great. Related to that, one of the things that you can do is find a pal. Same sort of thing as when you are keeping yourself busy, you're doing things with your hands. If you have a pal and you're able to talk to that pal and you're able to just kind of go about a conversation, it takes your mind off of what's making you nervous. It allows you to focus on the other person, allows you to focus on having a conversation. It allows you to focus on helping them do up their wetsuit or them doing up your wetsuit. Having a partner there around you, again, takes your mind off of the sitting and just becoming more and more nervous. Next, let's say that you can't do that. You're on a solo mission. You traveled to a race by yourself. You are a first-time racer and you don't know anyone and you're a little bit too shy to go and say, hey, pal, can I be your friend? I'm totally new and I'm scared and I'm hoping you can calm me down. Well, in that case, what you can do is something called progressive muscle relaxation. While it might feel a little bit weird to meditate, and that's what a lot of coaches say, like, go meditate. Well, that feels kind of uncomfortable. I meditate every single day, and you aren't going to find me doing that at a start line, like, air horn! Like, it's not my wave. I'm Zen, man. No, that doesn't happen. It's a little bit of an odd thing to do. It's an uncomfortable thing to do. But progressive muscle relaxation has a similar effect. So what you can do is basically just sit down with your back up against a tree. This has the added benefit of looking like you are so calm, cool, and collected that you aren't at all nervous. And what you do is you start from your feet and you tense your feet, hold for a few seconds, and then relax. And then you tense your feet and your calves, and then you relax. And then you tense your feet and your calves and your quads, and then relax. And just progressively, you tense up and then relax everything coming up your body. You can do the entire cycle once, twice, 3 times, and that progressive muscle relaxation has been shown to actually really calm people down because there's a little bit of an endorphin release. It's a little bit of a forced constriction of your muscles, getting that tension out, but then forcing them to relax. So it helps. And the final thing is just to race more. Understand that your first race, your second race, probably your first 10 races or so are going to feature a little bit of nerves. Here I am, 10 years into doing triathlon. I just did my first Ironman distance race ever this summer, and I was a little bit nervous in the days leading up. That's kind of the thing. That's why we do this, to feel that little bit of being alive that we don't feel in day-to-day life when we're stuck in traffic, when we're in meetings at work, when we are cutting the grass. There is no feeling of that. Can I do this? I don't know if I can do this. This is really exciting. Holy smokes, there's a wave going out. Oh, I'm going to be in that. Oh, how many minutes until I go? That's why we do this. It's hard to do the training. It's hard to do the race. It's exciting to do the race, and the nerves are part of it. If it wasn't important, we wouldn't have those nerves. Those nerves are just a sign of how you feel about the importance of it, and that's great. Nerves are good. But just know that the more you race, the less intensely nervous you're going to be, and you're going to be able to get to those races and know, all right, I did a sprint last time, I'm going to be able to do a sprint this time. A half Ironman, you know what? I've done a whole bunch of that in training. We're going to be okay. All of that chaos at the start, I got knocked around the last few races, but I'm still alive. Everything's good. The more you race, the more these things dissipate. And that's a great thing, because once you get to a race and you know, hey, I just need to execute, that's a really confident feeling. That's when you start feeling like a real badass in triathlon, instead of just getting to the start line and thinking, all right, I just have to get onto my bike and that'll be good. No, when you get to a start line, you're like, I'm gonna tear this mofo apart. You people don't even know. That feels cool. So all right, Trainiacs, hopefully that gives you some guidance so that you don't feel quite so nervous in your next race. You get to that start line, feel good, and you know what? We got all kinds of beginner triathlon tips. So if you like this video and you aren't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button below for all kinds of weekly video triathlon tips. We'll get you to your start line confident and get you across your finish line strong. Later, Trainiacs.